Things just continue to speed up and up and up as we've got new details, information on leaks that are fake, information on leaks that are real, insiders commenting on all of this madness, and a SNES mouse coming to Switch Online. So good morning, Mario. Good morning, Switch fans. What a fun freaking day as the internet freaks out anticipating the Switch 2 reveal at any moment. It's thus far not happened, but it could happen at any time. This morning was very crazy. I made a detailed video on all of the images that were shared and leaked of the Switch 2, a prototype. We had like a physical build of the prototype, and I got to give you updates on that. But first, I want to start with Necrophilippe because I feel like he has been a very reliable insider throughout this entire generation. Honestly, one of the few that I really believe in and trust. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hit that like button if you enjoy these videos and you're ready for the Switch 2. Just one hit of the like button and I'm told Nintendo they'll reveal it. They will. It's got to be coming soon. Let's go to Necrophilippe, who has two comments to say here. One is breaking my silence on Twitter to let you know that yes, finally yes. And this sure sounds like he is saying yes, finally yes, like the Switch 2 is finally going to be revealed. Now, Necrophilippe was MIA from Twitter as Brazil lost access, but I think they've been giving it back today for some reason. So he's breaking his silence. Yes, finally yes, and it's emphasized with bold font. And it really does seem like he is talking about the Switch 2, and we have all of these crazy images today, right? I mean, a full video covering all of the images, and it seems like here's where we're at with the images, okay? People believe that all of these prototype images that are computer generated are actually fake. But at the same time, different sources are saying that it sure looks like the Switch 2. Now, what makes this a whole lot better is that the other part of the leak, which is going to be the PCB and sort of the shell, people believe that is real. If you zoom in on the PCB, this is sort of the biggest indicator that it's real. Not only would this be super hard to fake, but look here. This says X6 right here on the PCB, and that was referenced in an earlier Switch prototype, and it matches the same code. So people are saying that the current Switch 2 revision should be X8, and X6 should be from what they believe is last year. So this is an old prototype of the Switch 2, but interestingly enough, it's kind of been thought that the computer images are fake. We even have supposedly the original source saying that they're fake, but yet these photos actually really seem to be completely legit. So this is a mixed bag leak here. This is a case where okay, is it happening? Is it not happening? Well, at least half of it's happening. There was a shipping manifesto where the X6 appeared, and that's where we have that Switch 2 prototype, and we know the X6 is related to that. So it's very interesting that we're getting sort of a combination of things. And this is the danger that Nintendo runs by not revealing the system. It's at this point, okay, people are going to come out of the woodwork with real leaks, with fake leaks, and then, oh, by the way, did I mention we've got a specs list as well? And here is that specs leak. We've got the different identifiers for the console, the two Joy-Con, the dock. To me, most important takeaway here is the 6 gigabytes times 2, which is 12 gigabytes of RAM. Now, that's going to be a big determiner of what exactly this system is capable of and what it can do. And we'll go back to Necrophilippe, who says about the leaks, a source of mine, the same one who provided me with RAM memory data between 2022 and 2023, stated that the photo of the leaked board is real. Still, let's work with caution as this is a plate dated October 2023. So very interesting. We've got this combo leak that now adds in specs that Necrophilippe is saying that the PCB is real. Supposedly, others are saying that the rendered models are fake, but we also have VGC saying that the rendered models do look like what they've been told before. So that doesn't necessarily mean that it's real. It just means okay, this is a good approximation. But my takeaway here, if you want to know just my gut, is that yes, I think that the renders, the computer-generated images, those are not real. But I do think that the actual hardware photos, the physical pictures, are real. I'm going to side with the internet here and say that that is what is going on. And based on Necrophilippe, who also chimes in and says it does seem very real, and based on the countless message board threads I've read where people are really analyzing this and looking in depth at the PCB and trying to zoom in and get all the details they can, like, this would be very difficult to fake, and that X6 seems to be like the cherry on top to say, like, okay, we do have something to compare this to. We've got the shipping manifesto, and it does seem to add up and make sense. So kind of like a Switch 2 leak. Still feels like a very real Switch 2 leak. And when I say Switch 2 leak, I don't mean like, oh, about a date or about an announcement. I mean like the system. Ta-da! The big Joy-Con, the bigger screen. There it is. Some prototype version of the Switch 2 raring to go in your screens right now. Like, you have images of it. You've seen it. We just need Nintendo to announce it. Now, on that front, Nintendo has not made any announcement. But oddly, Nintendo America and Nintendo Corporate Limited have not tweeted yet today, which has people hyped that maybe this evening they will do a big reveal, or at least an announcement of a reveal, in the same way that around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, they did their Mario curtain pole image for the initial NX/Switch reveal. They said, like, tune in tomorrow and we'll reveal this banging system that we've been building and working on and you're not ready for, and it's going to change the world. Boom, it came out the next morning. People do anticipate that if Nintendo is to reveal the system anytime soon, they will begin with an announcement of an announcement, and then the reveal trailer would follow on the subsequent day. Nintendo does not do Friday reveals or Friday presentations, so they've got to move quickly on this if it's going to be revealed this week. Everybody is looking towards tonight for some sort of spicy tweet from Nintendo, especially because Nintendo of America, and like I said, NCL, have not tweeted yet today, which is odd and off pattern. But the entire month has been off pattern. There's been a lot of weird things, and I feel like the fervor of these leaks is contributing majorly to the fervor around an announcement today. And the best thing we have to go off of, if you believe him, is Necrophilippe saying, breaking my silence on Twitter to let you know that yes, finally yes. And that seems to indicate that yes, the announcement is here. Finally, yes. I don't think this is in reference to the leak, because like a leak of a prototype is not really finally. I mean, yeah, it's great. It's progress. We're moving in the right direction, but I don't think people have been like super waiting excitedly for a prototype PCB leak, but people have been crazy waiting for the reveal, or at least the announcement of the reveal. Fan boards is going crazy. People are just waiting and refreshing every single hour, and we are at kind of like that super exciting moment that, like, if you're part of it, it feels really fun, and if it's a letdown, it's a letdown, but it does seem like this is building towards something. And remember, we have a lot of other factors besides today that contribute to us believing that it is going to be a reveal ASAP, and possibly as soon as this evening. Hopefully I'm back with another video talking about their reveal. But let's move on to the SNES mouse. Now, this is interesting, and this is something tangible that we can discuss right here, right now, today for your current Switch you're playing in your hands. NSO got an update last night. They brought Battletoads Double Dragon. They brought a dodgeball game, Big Run. We covered that yesterday. But within the files, data miner Luigi Blood found that they've made some modifications to the SNES mouse within the emulator code. And he believes that they are doing this major rework to get the ability to have the SNES mouse games work on Switch and work on Switch Online. So they're trying to support a USB mouse or support just the Joy-Con, kind of utilizing the same inputs but converting them to the Joy-Con so that you can play with the Joy-Con. The games that we'd be getting with this would be Mario Paint, the famed Mario Paint that I don't think I ever played. I think I saw it being played. I don't know if that was at like a Target or a Toys R Us or at a friend's house, but I don't believe I actually ever used Mario Paint. And then Mario and Wario. The SNES mouse is a very niche product. It's a very limited use product, but it's kind of a cool one. And I do think, even though like really Nintendo should probably focus their energies on getting some of the very popular GBA games that aren't out yet out, or maybe even the Pokemon titles that everybody's been clamoring for. But I do think the SNES mouse coming to the Switch is like a pretty cool thing. It's like a pretty nifty little homage to the past, and Nintendo has been keen on getting these games that were previously hard to get, hard to access, not available in certain regions, playable via NSO, and it's been a great tool to kind of explore the catalog of Nintendo in a way that's so much easier and so much more monetarily doable than acquiring all this stuff yourself or trying to seek out all the parts from different regions, different games, all of that stuff. Obviously, this is going to be completely overshadowed by all of the Switch 2 fervor today. the computer-generated images, the PCB actual hardware prototype images, Necrophilippe chiming in on this, and all of the YouTubers, of course, giving their takes. But it is interesting that the SNES mouse could be something Nintendo's working on. Like, we're like, reveal the Switch 2, and they're like, dudes, we've got SNES mouse emulator code to work on. Bear with us. Give us some time. Honestly, like, Nintendo doesn't owe anybody anything, but with the PS5 Pro announcement out there, with TGS on the horizon, and with all of this fervor, if there was any way for them to put this trailer out, if they're sitting on the trailer and waiting to find the right time, now is the right time. Now is the time, because more and more is going to come out there, including a bunch of fake leaks. Like, we're going to have to combat that. That is inevitable. I want to warn you ahead of time. Yeah, this PCB does look very real. Yeah, these computer-generated renders, they could be real, they could not be real, leaning towards not real. But we're going to be flooded by a bunch of fake leaks that we'll have to dig through, and that could sort of offset expectations or offset people's enthusiasm for the actual Switch 2, which is why it's so much better that Nintendo just gets out ahead of it. I'm hoping that 8:30 p.m. Eastern tonight or 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, those are kind of like the cutoff times, we get something. If not, I don't know what they're doing. But no tweets thus far today. It seems very strange, and then just a deluge of stuff from factories. So what's your take on all this? Do you agree that the actual hardware with the X6 looks pretty hard to fake and is real, and that maybe these renders just are kind of just people's hopeful, wishful thinking, or maybe just in line with what they've heard? Because there is that strange caveat that VGC is saying somebody who's been briefed on Nintendo's plans told VGC that the images match what the company has told partners to expect from its design. And that's where I think this kind of maybe all unifies, and I'll close with this, which is like, these renders may be created and generated and not from Nintendo themselves, but they still very well could line up with what the Switch 2 looks like if it's being generated and created based on what people have heard. So exciting times, crazy times, maybe stressful times, maybe annoying times, but hopefully we actually have something come out of this, and hopefully all of this is leading to a big thing where we finally know what this looks like. We finally know what games are coming. We finally know what it can do, and we're finally ready to move past the era of Switch 2 speculation into Switch 2 actualization and the realization of our new generation Nintendo dreams. In the meantime, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.